viewing audience. Would a British foreign minister ever make such a request? Would a French foreign minister ever make such a request? Or a German? Or a Canadian? Or an American? Not at all. They don't have that kind of consideration for Islam. So we have to commend the Russian government and the Russian foreign minister for showing that kind of respect for Islam. To invite an Islamic scholar who is sitting with him for 2 hours at a dinner, and I have something to say about the dinner in a little while. I'm present, I'm sitting with him for more than 2 hours in this dinner, and I am then invited to do this, to send to him some statements, some brief summaries of what the Quran has to say on Russia, on the Orthodox Christian world, which is a lot of material. And I only pray, and I ask you, the viewing audience, those of you who have hearts which have not been corrupted, to pray with me that when these explanations are sent to him and sent to the Russian Foreign Ministry, that it would be a source of benefit for them, and it would be a means through which our two people might be drawn closer to each other. The Ummah which follows Jesus, Nabi Isa alayhi salam, and the Ummah which follows Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. One last comment. This is only an introductory statement on our visit to Moscow and the conference. One last statement, that the highlight of the conference, yes, it was most certainly my meeting with the foreign minister, but just as important was the opportunity for me to meet with Muslims from so many parts of the world. But I was surprised that so many of them already knew me. We'd never met, but they already knew me on the internet. And they'd be coming up to me and saying, Syeikh Imran, we're listening to you, we're benefiting from you. And I was so happy with this, but some of them were gems. They were scholars. They were very important people from different parts of the world. Some of them were actually engaged in the organization of the conference and were playing a strategic role in the conference. And they were Muslims. I don't want to mention their names or the countries from which they belong. And I was able to meet with these people and build friendships with them. In addition to this, there are those who are not Muslims. And yet these people, because I was such a high profile as an Islamic scholar in this conference, they were coming up to me, they were not Muslims. And perhaps the most important of such people was China. Yes, China. I don't want to say anything more, but the Chinese engaged me in the conference, and I had a chance to tell them things that I was happy that I got a chance to speak to them on subjects which I won't need to disclose to you. And these contacts that I made in the conference with Muslims from different parts of the world, as well as non-Muslims, the most important of all being China, are very valuable contacts, which I hope in years to come will bear very beneficial fruit. Now I want to invite Hasbullah to share with us. I'm so happy at his young age that he had a chance to experience this conference the way he is. So Hasbullah, please explain, share with them your views.
I'm very grateful that I was allowed to attend the conference, and what surprised me was the way the Russian government had helped to organize this conference, inviting all the countries of the world, as many as 130, to express their views that we are now all uniting to turn away from hegemonic rule or Western aggression against the rest of the world. And as Maulana mentioned, it is absolutely right, correct, that you can't find this happening in other parts of the world. I've only been hearing about this, about Russia coming forward to lead the standing up against oppression. But this time when I'm here, I got the opportunity to witness it with my own eyes. And what also surprised me was Maulana was the only scholar present. I didn't meet the other scholars who were there, but as far as what I observed, Maulana was the only Islamic scholar present on the stage, and given the opportunity to explain from the scriptures, and they listened so attentively to the Quran. This also surprised me, and they gave the poor countries the voice, even though this is just the beginning of this movement. It gave me a lot of hope that the countries of the world that are being oppressed or bullied, they are coming together, and Russia is providing the platform. So by experience, we can actually see that the Russian world, or the Orthodox Christian world led by Russia, is actually extending her hand to the Muslim world to say that we are closest in love and affection to you. Then this is an experience for me to witness something like that. And also the diverse scholarship that was present there, from all aspects of knowledge, all types of knowledge. There were different kinds of journalists, political analysts, government officials, intellectuals, academicians. This also showed how rich this platform is, how rich these people who are uniting are. Whereas if we were to attend such a gathering in the West, or something led by the West, we wouldn't find such diversity, and that is the indication that there is more knowledge and opportunity and hope here rather than in the West, and this is actually more than the majority of the world, because Russia, China, India, this makes more than half the world. Indonesia, 130 countries. When you look at the populations of the vast majority of the world are represented by this united body, So on the one hand, when we see the hegemony of the West declining, we do see some hope that the rest of the world have now room to unite and work together and build relationships that are not dependent on the dictates of the West. So it was a great opportunity for me and a learning experience definitely, that I was able to witness this, and of course I was taking down a lot of notes, and I'm grateful for that, and I wish I would like to carry on this, build this relationship with this part of the world.
I wonder whether we have enough evidence from this conference to conclude that Russia has now overcome her fear of Islam. Russia has had, over the centuries, an enormously painful experience. First of all, and most important of all, has been the endless wars between Russia and the Ottoman Empire. And then, just as difficult and just as painful has been the wars between Russia and Dagestan, Imam Shamil. And the Dagestanis fought with great courage, immense courage. These people were born fighters. And they were people who had a great love for the religion of Islam, although there was so much that was culture and not religion in Dagestan. And the Russians suffered a lot. But over the years, the fear of Islam must have penetrated into the Russian soul. And yet, over the last 2 days, we have seen the Russian people extending such a warm welcome and such friendship, such a positive attitude towards us. It was something extraordinary. And I would like the rest of the world to recognize. It appears to me that Russia is overcoming her fear of Islam. I hope that I am correct. But the evidence from this conference is overwhelming. They took me as the Islamic scholar to speak for Islam. Where is this possible in anywhere of the world where the masajid are closing their doors on me? And all the government-appointed scholars, they have a voice, I don't have a voice. And they sent for me all the way from Trinidad and put me on the platform to be the voice for Islam.